Hey there, nerds. Jimmy Palmquist here with a little drive time movie review, and I am talking about James Bond's Spectre. Now, I want you to know this is spoiler free. I have a spoiled review also up on YouTube where I talk the hell out of the film and I give everything away and I talk about my theories. If you've seen the movie or you just don't care about spoilers, go check that out because I'm curious to hear what people have to say. As far as the spoiler-free version, I gotta say this was a middle-of-the-road James Bond flick. I personally love Daniel Craig as James Bond. I think Skyfall is a great film. I think Casino Royale is one of the best, especially considering it was a relaunch. With a completely different kind of Bond. I am not one of those people that hate Quantum of Solace. I enjoyed it. A lot of people hate it. I thought it was all right. I still think it's okay. So we get Spectre. The tease and the hype for this was phenomenal because we finally get a glimpse behind the curtain at the organization. And this is one of the reasons why I like Quantum of Solace is because we see a bit of the organization, specifically when Bond is at that theatrical production and he's behind stage and he's gotten one of the walkie-talkies and he's starting to talk to all the members of, I'm assuming, Spectre, and they start slowly leaving the audience. Phenomenal. I love that because we get to see it and we get to see that there's a mole with MI6. That's why I'm really surprised in this movie there is a lot of effort to be made, in my opinion, to discount the fact that Quantum of Solace exists. I was disappointed in that because I really think that movie fits in nicely with this, nicely with the Daniel Craig Bond flicks, and it works. I know it was hampered by the writer's strike, but I feel like it fits in, so I was disappointed with that. I did not think the opening sequence was all that special. I thought the opening sequence to Skyfall was phenomenal. I love the opening sequence to Casino Royale. So I thought that was a bummer. I really did not like the new Bond song and the new Bond credits. I thought that was sort of a waste of time and totally could have gone to the bathroom, gotten my popcorn, all that stuff, because it was just a waste of time. Did not like it. And it's hard. I know it's hard coming on the heels of Skyfall with Adele singing, or the animation they used in Casino Royale with Bond fighting in the cars and breaking up into hearts and stuff like that, and spades. That was amazing. So I understand it's hard, but this was just, man, subpar. It was almost like they realized Skyfall was so amazing, so they're like, whatever, we'll just throw this out there and who cares. And I kind of felt that way the whole time with Sam Mendes' his film, to be honest. He nailed it with Skyfall. And for this one, it seems like he just kind of showed up for a paycheck. It was not all that special. It was a middle-of-the-road Bond flick. Now, that being said, they did harken back to a lot of Bond mainstays as far as having a megalomaniac. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed how it's almost one of those films where one person wants to rule the world and uses Spectre as his organization to accomplish it with henchmen and all that. Very cool. Speaking of henchmen, Dave Bautista. Loved him at Guardians of the Galaxy. Phenomenal. So I was really excited to see what he could do as a Bond henchman. I'll be honest, I think he was kind of underutilized, and the way they did away with him, I was really disappointed, and I kept feeling like we were going to have a Jaws moment. Jaws meaning James Bond Jaws, not the shark Jaws, where he would keep, Richard Klein, that's why I couldn't think of his name, where he would keep showing up and we would have this villain always there tormenting Bond. No, he just kind of got done away with, and you're like, wow, that's a disappointment. I like how we have that main home base villain lair, which is fantastic. There is a scene where James travels to the Austrian Alps, and it was totally reminiscent, in my mind, of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and where they have the, George Lazenby's James Bond goes to visit, I think it was like a psychiatric hospital sort of thing to help patients, whatever. I thought that was phenomenal. There was a lot of things that made me think of On Her Majesty's Secret Service and Diamonds Are Forever. Really thought, though, the imagery they showed was great, and some of the things going on with those films in this film was great. But that being said, wasn't thrilled with the resolution, wasn't thrilled with the ending, the denouement. Just wasn't satisfied leaving the theater. Now, go check out my spoil-filled review, and you'll see why that, my opinion, might change if some of the prognostication that I'm coming up with does come true. If some of the things I think might happen, some of the things I'm storytelling, fortune-telling happen, if those things happen, then this movie just got a lot better. But if future Bond films don't go that route, and this is truly a standalone film, it's middle of the road. It's a disappointing follow-up to Skyfall. It's middle of the road. Don't get me wrong, it's not a Thunderball. It's not the worst Bond film ever, but it's just the middle of the road. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.